Welcome back to Copenhagen Blue. It's been a minute since I've made a video, and today we have to do an oil change on the Bug. And I figured if I have to do an oil change, I might as well take care of a problem on it, which is the oil pan. On this one, there's a two-piece pan from the factory, and the bottom part is rusting out. Now, it makes sense just to sell you the stamped piece of steel that's probably like $5, but no, we need to replace the whole oil pan. So today, we're gonna replace the oil pan, we're gonna put in fresh oil and a filter. Let's get started. Let me show you under here what we're working with. Now, it doesn't exactly help that my daughter drives us down dirt roads, but she's been getting better about it. Looks like we also have a little leak from our maybe oil filter housing up there. It's dripping down. And well, that's oil for damn sure. So we have an oil leak somewhere, but we can tend to that. We'll clean that up. But here's our pan, and you can see the crustiness through the pan itself, but we can't just drop the pan. It'd be too simple to be able to just drop the pan on the bottom here. This is what I was talking about, if we could just get this stamped piece, but we can't. And in turn, we have to do the whole cast aluminum piece. While we're under the car, it does give us an opportunity to take a look around, see what we're dealing with. And as we can see here, we'll inspect. We've got our dog bone. These are common for wearing out. The backside actually doesn't look bad, but we can see over on this side here, you can see that we have a tear right in there. So we need to replace that motor mount. I also know the top one is collapsing on the right side, so this is going to get motor mounts sooner than later. Everything else looks all right. We do have a little bit of seepage from the output shaft seal there, but that's not anything I'm concerned about because it's not touching the ground yet. So looks all in all pretty good, but let's get this oil pan down. Oil pad here, which actually isn't an oil pad, it's a puppy pad. We potty trained at some point, and these are great if you want to catch some drips of oil. To get started, we're going to use an 8mm hex. I'm going to undo our drain bolt here. Okay, there we go. One interesting thing, I'm putting the drain plug back in after taking it out, and I noticed that somebody actually removed one of the bolts for holding on the lower oil pan. Also, another really cool thing that I would not have thought they would have done, but the inside of the bolts for removal is actually an Allen. It looks like it's a 5mm Allen, but they also put a regular style bolt or nut on the outside, so we can actually go inside or outside, which depending on the thickness of the socket, I might go on the outside. Just curious if these even break free, or oh, that's a lot of tension on there. You might be better off going from the outside, because oh, that one broke free. Okay, that's one. Okay, two. All right, now that these are coming done, I'm gonna take them all out. Let's see how this goes. Well, we've run into our first snag. All of these bolts came out actually really easily, a little bit of breaking them free. And as we got to the back side here, the inside 5mm started to strip out, and I don't know if it's because there's some dirt packed in there, but rather than trying to dig that out, we're going to go to the outside and we'll use a regular socket and see how that works. Now, would you believe that the bolts are, shocker, they're a 10mm. We have an extension, we have our ratchet. Let's see if we can break these free. Oh yeah. Next thing we have is those 3 bolts that go through the bell housing into the pan itself. 16mm. Looks like we can't get the actual ratchet in there, so we're going to use just a ratcheting wrench, and hopefully we can break that free. It's not under too much. Oh, that was nice and easy actually. We'll get this one out. Now we have, I believe, this last one right here, which same bolt size, 16mm. All right, let's get these out. One thing I'm going to compare is bolt size. This one is the one that came out from the rear side of the engine. This one is the one that came out from the middle, and it looks like they are exactly the same length, just so we make sure that as we put them back in, we don't end up putting something in the wrong spot. Now before I try and pry the old pan out, I'm going to look at the new pan just to make sure. See here are all of our bolts that we took all the way around. Plus there are 3 bolts for the bell housing, and we got the 4 bolts that were tucked in there. I just want to make sure we don't have anything hidden before we start prying on anything. It's pretty though, all nice and shiny and aluminum. Let's try a little whack of the mallet first. Maybe a little, just kind of jar it loose. Holy shit, that actually worked. All right. Wow. Cool. Let's take a look at what we've got. Well, taking a look at the oil pan here. We don't have a whole lot of sludge from what I can tell. I mean, for however many miles, this has 133,000 I think on it. But when I bought it, the odometer wasn't working. So for all I know, this thing has 200,000 miles on it. But this will be the last home this car ever has. It will die with my family, so that's okay. And yeah, aside from like little flakes of something, they're almost like a gasket or something broke apart, disintegrated down, fell down into the pan. But other than that, no metal shavings, and seems to be pretty decent. We got a little bit of, you can see it looks like maybe residue from the oil that's kind of burnt on. Well, not really. You know, for a 2-liter engine, it's not like it's under a whole lot of stress all the time, but I think all in all, it's pretty decent. Let's get this surface all cleaned up. You can see we have quite a bit of cleaning to do before we can do anything, and get all this old gasket material off. Cool. And then we can reseal this and put the new pan up. Well, now that we have the block all cleaned up, we have the oil pan, we're going to clean this upper ridge. Now, I'm not going to use anything on this because it's nice and machined, so I don't see any reason to start grinding on it. Then we're going to put our sealant on. I did a 90-minute gasket maker, and we'll be able to let this cure up, tighten down the bolts, and we should be in business. Not my best work. There's a few spots that I think are a little thin. I might put a little bit more. I mean, it's going to squeeze down. You got to think it's compressed between 2 pieces of aluminum. But we're going to take this and put it up, and then we're going to torque it down enough to where we actually see some of the material squeeze out. I might go around a few of these holes where I feel like I have enough material to do it, but let's take care of that. Just try and get a few bolts in, put a little pressure on these so that the gasket material starts to make a gasket, dries, then we can torque it down. Well, it's been 1 hour, I think, a little bit over 1 hour, so we're ready to torque everything down to spec, which comes out to 12 Newton meters or 106 inch-pounds. So we have our torque wrench, we're going to go around, I'm going to torque everything down, then we're going to fill everything up with oil and cross our fingers. We got everything buttoned up, everything's torqued down to spec. Seems like everything's going to be good to go. Hopefully we don't have any leaks, and we stay dry under here. We'll check it in a couple days, make sure that it's all good, but torqued all the bolts down to spec, did a cross pattern on that, and these I just did by feel, and hopefully that's enough. But we're going to put oil in it and see what happens. Now that we have the oil pan bolted on, we use 5W40 is what the manual calls for. Some people have used different viscosities, but supposedly it can result in some engine oil burning and things like that. The only thing I do add is a little bit of Pro Lube. I found that it works out pretty well, and I'm happy with the results. I use it in all my vehicles. Not that I'm endorsed or anything, but just telling you something I like. But let's get it filled up, start the car up, and see how things go. First, I'm going to look underneath, make sure there's no leaks or drips. Oh, that's some shit. Well, that's not cool. So here's the situation. We got screwed on a part, and you can see this pan, apparently the metal left a small pinhole leak and the oil is running out of there. So we need to do something to try and seal that up, because otherwise all that oil is just going to keep leaking out of this brand new pan. Now, I'll deal with getting warranty or whatever after the fact, or getting a new one, whatever I need to do, or whatever they're going to do, I should say. But let's see if we can heat this up, scuff it up, sand it up, and put some JB Weld on it and try and get the epoxy to stop this little pinhole leak. Just to give you an idea, we have our sanding, obviously. Beautiful sanding here. Just trying to scuff the surface up so it gives it something to bite to. That's the whole point. For those that don't know how to use epoxy or JB Weld, you use 1 part of the epoxy resin, you do an equal part of the epoxy hardener, and then we're going to mix them together. We're going to mix it together. You just kind of swirl it around until it starts to turn one uniform color, which is gray. I'm going to wipe this down real quick. Wipe it down. And we're going to spray it clean. Should probably grab a clean paper towel, wipe it all down, make sure it's clean, as dry as you can get it. Okay, and then we're going to take our epoxy, we're going to put it right over the main area first and try and seal that up. And then I'm going to go up the side of the oil pan, and I'm going to go down here. I'm really going to try and kind of coat this stuff on. All right, we're going to leave it. We're going to see what happens, and hopefully we don't get any drips. To move the puppy pad over so we have a fresh area to see if we get any piddles from the pan, and we're just going to hope. But we'll check back in with it in like 12 hours is how long it takes to cure. So see you in 12 hours. Well, we are back and it is the next day. Let's get underneath the Beetle and see what she looks like. See if we have any drips. As we go down, I did wipe a little bit of JB Weld there, so that is nothing to be concerned about. And that came out pretty nice. I think I could be pretty happy with that. All right, well, let's throw some oil in it and see if we get any leaks. Thankfully, I was able to recapture all of our oil that we had in the engine right back into the container. So let's go ahead and pour this back in. I'm actually going to put you down on the bottom to see if we start getting any leakage. I'll take that as a good sign. Last time it started leaking the minute I put the oil in. I didn't even have a chance before starting the engine that it was dripping on the ground. But looks like we got it taken care of. I'll have to deal with Rock Auto and try and get a refund of some sort for the oil pan and being defective, but certainly not going to take it down and redo it just for shits and grins. But appreciate you taking the time to watch. Hit like, hit subscribe, and I'll see you next time.